Welcome back, and in this lesson it is a introduction to selling on websites. Now, websites initially may seem like a very difficult thing to do, something a little bit like, oh, what am I doing here? I don't know anything about coding. I don't know anything about selling. It can seem very intimidating at first, but don't worry, this is just an introduction. We want to give you a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of confidence about what exactly are the websites, down to, what is the core concept of them and how can they benefit you reselling. Now, it is a bit more of an advanced concept, but we wanted to give you a little bit more of a flavor of it in this course. So in this lesson, we want to explore two major platforms for building an online store. Now, there are two main ones that we want to talk about. There are other platforms, but the ones that we will be covering in this course in particular is WooCommerce and Shopify. Now, many of you may have heard of Shopify. You probably haven't heard of WooCommerce, but yeah, you'll definitely learn a lot from it. Now, both platforms really do cater to a different business each. Who does it cater to specifically? I couldn't tell you that because it depends on business to business, person to person. So I will give you, or we will give you, a wide overview of what are the pros and cons of each platform and kind of guide you to make a decision for yourself. Now, we'll get started with WooCommerce, which many of you may not have heard of. So what is WooCommerce? Essentially, WooCommerce is a very customizable e-commerce platform, which means that you can pretty much do whatever you want to it if you've got the knowledge to do so. The keyword is if you've not the knowledge to do so, right? Now, it is a plugin for WordPress. Now, what does that exactly mean? Now, essentially, a website has two bits to it. You've got a front end and you've got a back end. Now, the front end is kind of the beauty behind it, what the buyer will see. They'll see some nice colors, a logo, items all listed on there, product descriptions. That's the front end. Now, the back end is what kind of holds it together and what transforms just a little bit of a nice image, essentially, which is what the front of a website is, to something that's fully functional, from the payment gateway to you receiving your payments to make sure the buyer has a seamless experience. That's all the power of the back end. And that's essentially what the plugin of WooCommerce does for WordPress, which is what kind of makes the actual website. Hopefully that's made you understand a little bit more about what it is. So WooCommerce is known for its flexibility in the sense that it's very customizable. It allows sellers to kind of do what they want with it if you've got the knowledge to do so. There's a lot of features on it. And essentially, it's a very nice platform for customizing it exactly to your needs. Now, what are the benefits of WooCommerce? Now, this is a pretty hefty bit of information. It just gives you a bit of a brief overview as to what exactly is WooCommerce and what are the different pros of it. Now, WooCommerce is very cost effective in the sense that to use WooCommerce, it's free. I mean, you don't really have to pay anything to start building a website on WooCommerce, unlike Shopify, which we will go to later. There are some costs, for example, hosting, which comes out to maybe, if you want to do a website with approximately, 10,000 items, you're looking at maybe £20, $20 a month. Not that much. That's, one item or two t-shirts a month that you have to sell to recoup that cost. It's fine. Now, there are other costs, though, for themes and extensions. Again, these are quite advanced things. We'll cover that in the next course. And you will also be told this by your developer if you wish to do the buy your own service, where we will create the website for you. Again, just other things for the future for you to think about. And it gives you full control over your website, which allows you to scale to another level in the sense that if there's something that you find that works, WooCommerce will allow you to scale. Now, WooCommerce is what professionals really use. I mean, in my opinion, the developers that we've come across and the ones that we are vetted for you, again, we'll speak in the other course about how the different developers that we've chosen will guide you to build your own website. They all favor WooCommerce just simply because of its customization, the scalability that you can really do. There's people on WooCommerce that are making, £50 a month, $50 a month. There's people on WooCommerce that are making millions a month. It's very scalable. Now, WooCommerce has a vibrant development community, which is what we were mentioning at the start, right? That developers will often choose WooCommerce because there's a lot of customization that you can do. If you know what you're doing, you can do a great job on WooCommerce for very little in terms of money. And it's very SEO friendly. Now, as a brief overview, what does SEO mean? It stands for search engine optimization. Essentially, the point of SEO as a concept is to get you as the seller, and the buyer who wants something. For example, let's say they want a Montbell puffer jacket, right? There's going to be hundreds, thousands of people that are selling Montbell puffer jackets. But a buyer might want something very specific. For example, they might want a inside lining, they might want Gore-Tex, they might want toggles at the bottom, right? Now, the more information that you can provide with SEO, search engine optimization, will marry the two together. You as a seller having this good with all these attributes, and the buyer that wants everything together. That's what SEO is. And with WooCommerce, you have a lot more customization with SEO. What are the challenges of WooCommerce? Now, look, it does require developer expertise, which means that you need to know what you're doing. You potentially are, many of you, maybe web developers that are watching this, awesome. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But majority of you won't be. Now, you will need some sort of expertise to be able to create the website. That's no issue at all. We will provide you with developers that we have vetted out completely free of cost within the next courses. And also we do a buy your own package where you can trust us at the Reselling Revolution with many of our other clients through our vetted developers to create your own e-commerce website for you. It's a great service. And if you're interested, we have the link in the description for that. The thing about WooCommerce is that there's a bit of complexity when it comes to management. The platform is not as user-friendly as Shopify. Again, if you know what you're doing, though, that shouldn't be an issue for you. But yeah, it's a great platform overall. Now, there may be some additional costs, as mentioned, hosting, your domain cost, for example. That's a little bit on top. That's like £10 a year, $10 a year. It's really not that bad, depending on what domain you use. And it creates a little bit more of an upfront investment. For example, paying the developer cost, you're looking at maybe 600, 700 plus, depending on the complexity of the website, maybe up to £1,000 or dollars to get the website up and running. However, the ongoing costs are very, very little. So that's it for WooCommerce. Now, what about Shopify? So Shopify is a all-in-one e-commerce platform that allows businesses, small businesses and big businesses. I know that even massive businesses like Gymshark actually use Shopify to set up, run, and grow an online store. Now, the thing about Shopify compared to WooCommerce is it's very, very, very user-friendly in the sense that anyone, even if you're not a developer, you can create a website on there, which is great. Now, what are the benefits of Shopify? As mentioned, very user-friendly, and it's very easy for beginners to set up and manage an online store on Shopify. It's really, really easy. It's great in that sense. It's an all-in-one solution. So they cover, hosting, security, technical management, a little bit of SEO, although you have to pay masses for that through Shopify. But overall, it's very polished, it's very professional, it's sleek, it's lovely, it's very nice to use. However, what are the challenges? And there are a lot of them. Shopify operates on a subscription model, so you must pay every month to keep your website. Again, not great if you're going through, seasons of growth. For example, let's say you make a lot one month, you're not making much the next month. You're very much reliant on that income to be able to pay your hosting, your fees for Shopify. The basic plan as of writing of this course is £25 a month. The advanced is £344 a month, which is just unbelievable for someone starting off. You are very unlikely to make that amount on an independent website starting off. So again, that's the thing about Shopify. There's even more charges, for example, staff accounts, advanced reporting. But again, if you have got a very big business and £344 a month is pocket change to you, then, it's great. However, the aim of this course is to start you off on building your reselling journey from the ground up. And that's why overall, we recommend WooCommerce, just because you may have a little bit of money saved up to build your website. You can power that into the website, build your website, and that's it really. Now, comparing WooCommerce to Shopify, as you already mentioned, we prefer WooCommerce. It's a lot more cost effective in the long run. However, it's a lot more expensive in the short run. If you've got a bit of money saved up to build your reselling journey, but have a bit of capital investment, we do recommend WooCommerce. It's best for businesses that want customizability, etc. However, Shopify is best for businesses that don't want to invest in the upfront. You don't want to put that extra, 600, 700, up to £1,000 to build your website at the start, but you can do it yourself if you've got the time. So those are the different pros and cons of WooCommerce and Shopify, weighing them up. Now, I hope you have got a basic understanding of what exactly are the pros and cons of the different platforms, and that will allow you to make an informed decision as to which one is best. Now, if you want to read a little bit more about our, real life examples, WooCommerce is for a reseller that wants a dedicated B2C site, B2B site, versatile, a lot of adaptability with these. It's a great platform for your specialized needs if you want to create a really niche platform. Shopify is someone that wants something a bit more broad. They don't mind about the long run cost, but they really care about the short term cost. And it really depends on your needs and your budget. That's all we're saying, guys. However, we are a bit more biased towards WooCommerce. It's what we use for all of our websites, for all of our different companies, and it's just great. Now, in conclusion, choose what is best for you, choose what fits best with your budget, and choose what is best in terms of customization and what you want out of a website. Now, the next lesson is all about social media and how to start selling on social media and the basics of being successful on social media. So we'll see you then.